Alright, so we're back for part two. Last time we cleaned the whole car out, we stripped everything off it. It's got no side steps, a grill or bull bar or anything, that's all taken off. And we're getting ready to prep it for paint. So we're going to start off by fixing this panel here, because it's got a big dent in it, and we're going to go from there. So the patrol's been on the back burner a little bit at the moment, just because we've been moving shed. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that. And we've just currently got everything out of the factory and sitting in the new shed so that we can actually paint this. So the idea was to move everything out of this place so that we can paint the car with nothing in the way, and it'll make everything a lot easier. And then we'll be able to move everything into the new shed and start from there. So as you can see, it's pretty empty. We're going to start off by using a Dremel and a file, just so we can sort out these holes that were put in for the snorkel, just so we can make them a bit rounder and a bit more flush, and put some paint on them to stop the surface rust in the future. So this car was owned by a family member, and they crashed it into a tree when it had its old bull bar, and the bull bar has leant back and crashed into the side of it, which has left a big gap there. So we're just deciding if we're going to pull the guard off or if we're going to do it on the car so that we can keep it straight with the body lines.
Okay, so we're moving everything. So we've got a slapper, but we don't have any of our panel hammers. So we're gonna have to deal with it with whatever we've got. So this will be a bit rough, but hopefully it'll come up fine. So let's give it a go and see what happens.
We tried to heat it up and pop it out, but it's not going to happen. We just can't get the right angle with the guard on the car, so we're going to set the guard off and give it a bit of a whack. You know what would be cool? If we could get rid of this.
We can weld it up.
Because it doesn't work anyway. So this aerial doesn't actually work on the car, so we're going to get rid of it. So that's a decision we've just made, and we're going to have to find somewhere else for Mr. Duck. Now that we've taken the dent out of the guard, it's already looking heaps better. So now we just got to put it back on the car so we can finish it off. An aerial. Off. So there was nothing actually wrong with this aerial. It went up and down, the buttons all worked properly and everything. But I never use it because I have Bluetooth headlights. When you drive with the headlights on, the aerial's all crackly. So when I listen to the radio, I just do it through apps on my phone anyway. So I have no need for this. It'll look cooler without it. And we're just going to weld up the hole that it comes through. Yeah.
1675 Olius Roma, a Danish astronomer, discovered by the observations of the satellites of Jupiter that light takes a definite and measurable time to travel across the Earth's orbit. 106,000 miles per second, or 300,000 miles per second. Kilometres per second, I should say. This car will not do that. We're just going to give it a bit of a grind there because it's sitting a bit proud from the weld.
Just bog it.
It's for what you're using this thing for. As long as we can put something on here to seal that, we're fine.
Because we're in the process of moving and we're missing a whole lot of things, we don't have any paint. We found some rust guard, so we're going to find a brush and brush it on the back of the weld. And that's going to have to do because that's all we've got. So we're going to add a bit of bog just to level it out a bit and make it smooth, get this corner a bit smoother because we have to hammer it and hammers aren't smooth. So now that the bog's all smooth, we've put some primer over it and you can't even tell that there was a hole there before for the aerial, and the dent on the corner is just completely gone. So today's job is to scrub it all back, get a refit paint and mask it up. We are going to keep the two-tone because I really like the look of the light at the bottom and the dark on the top. So we're going to do the top first, and then we're going to line it all up, and then we'll do the bottom half after that.
Well, there's a hole, so we've got to weld it up. So we have to cut that piece out and weld a new panel in, which will suck, but we'll have to do it. We haven't got a choice. So we just have to move the roof lining out of the way so we don't set the car on fire.
We thought it was just a bit of bubble behind the paint, but it's not. It's a lot worse. It's a big hole. So, well, a little hole, but it's still a hole. So we're gonna have to pull the roof lining out and weld a plate in behind it and fix it all up. So that was unexpected. It's gonna scratch the roof, but this is gonna scratch it more, which is good. Needs a bit more. Looks like it's gonna be okay though. It's not gonna be an issue like that, because that sucks.
Well, we're going to put a plate. We're going to make this plate sit down inside there. We've drilled all the rusty bit that's really bad out of the front cover. That's just a little bit of surface rust on the inside. So we're going to make this so it sits in there and we're going to weld it in. Because it's only a bush basher car, it doesn't matter. But that's what Keith said.
You heard him. You heard him, Mitch.
It's a show car, pristine.
It's a bush basher.
I've got a tea towel, soaked in water, rinsed it out and then stuffed it in the holes and then we ran it back inside this and pulled the roof lining down. Is the roof lining on fire? Clean it up, clean it up, plug it over the top.
Grind, clean, bog, go home. So we've welded in the piece, the little 50-cent piece, and bogged it all up. Put some primer over it and it's looking great.
Brilliant.